It suddenly struck me that that tiny pea, pretty and blue, was the Earth. I put up my thumb and shut one eye, and my thumb blotted out the planet Earth. I didn't feel like a giant. I felt very, very small. Mystery creates wonder, and wonder is the basis of man's desire to understand. Shoot for the stars, but if you happen to miss, shoot for the moon instead. The single observation I would offer for your consideration is that some things are beyond your control. You can lose your health to illness or accident. You can lose your wealth to all manner of unpredictable sources. What are not easily stolen from you without your cooperation are your principles and your values. They are your most important possessions and, if carefully selected and nurtured, will well serve you and your fellow man. You've got to expect things are going to go wrong. And we always need to prepare ourselves for handling the unexpected. There are places to go beyond belief. Man must understand his universe in order to understand his destiny. Opportunities will be available to you that you cannot imagine. A picture does a great job, but it's not nearly like being there. The single thing which makes any man happiest is the realization that he has worked up to the limits of his ability, his capacity. It's all the better, of course, if this work has made a contribution to knowledge or toward moving the human race a little farther forward. As I stepped on the moon, I looked around, dazed, magnificent. The vast, sandy silver surface was almost illusory. I think if there was anything I learned from our skipper was that it's not how you look, it's how you perform. Through books you will meet poets and novelists whose creations will fire your imagination. You will meet the great thinkers who will share with you their philosophies, their concepts of the world, of humanity, and of creation. You will learn about events that have shaped our history, of deeds both noble and ignoble. All of this knowledge is yours for the taking. Your library is a storehouse for mind and spirit. Use it well. Ever since I was a little boy, I dreamed I would do something important in aviation. I believe that the message of Apollo 11 was that in the spirit of Apollo, a free and open spirit, you can attack a very difficult goal and achieve it, if you can all agree and work together to achieve that goal. For those who may ask what they can do to honor Neil, we have a simple request. Honor his example of service, accomplishment, and modesty. And the next time you walk outside on a clear night and see the moon smiling down at you, think of Neil Armstrong and give him a wink. Fear is not an unknown emotion to us. If you don't know who you are, a university is an expensive place to find out. Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon. July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind. History will remember the 20th century for two technological developments: atomic energy and space flight. I was elated, ecstatic, and extremely surprised that we were successful. The exciting part for me, as a pilot, was the landing on the moon. That was the time that we had achieved the national goal of putting Americans on the moon. The landing approach was, by far, the most difficult and challenging part of the flight. Walking on the lunar surface was very interesting, but it was something we looked on as reasonably safe and predictable. So the feeling of elation accompanied the landing rather than the walking. Start at the end and work back. We have no proof, but if we extrapolate, based on the best information we have available to us, we have to come to the conclusion that other life probably exists out there and perhaps in many places. We have no proof, but if we extrapolate, based on the best information we have available to us, we have to come to the conclusion that other life probably exists out there and perhaps in many places. I guess we all like to be recognized not for one piece of fireworks but for the ledger of our daily work. I hope you become comfortable with the use of logic without being deceived into concluding that logic will inevitably lead you to the correct conclusion. I can honestly say, and it's a big surprise to me, that I have never had a dream about being on the moon. I believe that the good Lord gave us a finite number of heartbeats, and I'm damned if I'm going to use up mine running up and down a street. It never hurts to have friends around, so that's why you'd form a crew. The regret on our side is, they used to say years ago, "We are reading about you in science class." Now they say, "We are reading about you in history class." I think we're going to the moon because it's in the nature of a human being to face challenges. It's by the nature of his deep inner soul. We're required to do these things just as salmon swim upstream. Damn, I really did it. I blew the first words on the moon, didn't I? Well, I think we tried very hard not to be overconfident, because when you get overconfident, that's when something snaps up and bites you.